You're listening to Coach Rita on the LOA Radio Network. Many say that the law of attraction doesn't always work, and Coach Rita would like to show you why it's not working. During this hour, you will gain great insight that will help you to make easy changes to become the great co-creator that you came here to be. Tune in and discover your missing link to the law of attraction with Coach Rita Hurry.
Welcome everyone to another dose of your missing link to the law of attraction. This is Coach Rita Hurry from the UK, ready to bring you an exciting show. So I hope you're all feeling great today, just like I am. The sun is shining in the UK, so I hope the sun is shining where you are today too. Now, on the show later on, I have two great ladies as my special guest. Megan Stangl and Magdalena Baltic, which I hope I'm pronouncing the names right. These ladies will share their journey with you all on how they managed to defeat obstacles standing in their way using the law of attraction. Their stories are not only inspiring but powerful, as they share how using law of attraction can really bring clarity and inner strength. They will also be sharing a mini money clearing session with us to help clear those money blocks, as well as telling you about their new program and venture, the Wealth Consciousness University. But first, we have a mini Coach Rita Hurry's Corner today. I'll call it the short and sweet corner for this show. Now, when I was putting my show together, I was doing a lot of thinking, and I feel over this week actually, I was doing a lot of thinking back to when I first discovered the law of attraction. When I first discovered it, I was listening to podcasts and started reading various books before I actually picked up The Secret. And I remember thinking to myself, is it that easy? And this whole new concept of life really excited me, and I was eager to give it a go and say, yes, I'm going to do this, because this just was like just some new discovery, and it almost brought a new lease of life to me. But I found I had one obstacle that I needed to overcome, and that was letting go. It was all too easy to control my thoughts at every moment and get so worked up whenever negative situations presented themselves. What was I doing? I was working too hard at law of attraction. I was trying so hard at mastering law of attraction instead of enjoying being a co-creator. And this is very easily done because we want to try and control our thinking so that we can manifest those things that are good, like attracts like. But we can sometimes get so into it, so, okay, I have to do this. No, this isn't right. Why isn't this working? It can be quite frustrating. And I think I had got to that stage where I was like, well, why is nothing happening? I thought this was supposed to be easy. Why am I struggling with this? Now, once I changed how I implemented law of attraction into my life, things went from strength to strength. Clarity entered my life. It was like I started wearing these special lenses and could see everything I needed to do. And once I knew fully I was responsible for me and my life, it just made life so much easier. I wasn't having to rely on another, just me. I was responsible for me. Now I could have as much fun as I wanted, or get as much stressed as I wanted. I could get really bogged down with situations, but it was my choice. Now, I know none of us would choose to get stressed. If we had the opportunity of having fun or getting stressed, we'd all choose having fun. But really, many of us actually do choose stress because we forget that we are co-creators of our life, and therefore we often focus on the stress of life, which really is us choosing stress over having fun. So although this is a short and sweet corner today in Coach Rita Hurry's Corner, I just wanted to send out a simple message to you all that practicing law of attraction is easy. We really don't need to complicate it by getting involved in the hows or watching everything. We need to relax into our roles as co-creators and choose to have fun in this role. We all have a gift, life, and you can mold it any way you want to. It's yours for the choosing. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, that comes with so much freedom. Freedom of knowing it's all yours for the enjoyment of you and your life. So my message to you today really is, don't make it hard work or stressful. Learn to love it. Get playful with life and enjoy the manifestations that come your way. Let go of the stresses. You do have that choice. You have that power. That power is in your hands. So choose fun, choose life, get out there and be you, because it's so important that this is something so simple, and yet we as humans, we always tend to complicate things, always wanting to get into the nitty-gritty of everything. And really, honestly, once I stopped and just was me and discovered what I enjoy and realized that's what I want to manifest. I really want to manifest fun and life where I'm constantly smiling and being happy. That's when things got easier, and that's when new manifestations started coming, which made me smile and smile even more. And I'm here today as an example that I've been through the struggles. I know that at the beginning sometimes it can be difficult to implement, but just let go and let the universe take control and just say, this is what I want, and I want to enjoy the journey. Because when you enjoy the journey, you're showing the universe that you're having faith and you want to enjoy more, and the universe will give you more to enjoy. So that's my small message to all of you today. I know it's a short Coach Rita Hurry's Corner today because I feel that the interview that's coming up is very inspiring. These two ladies do have an inspiring story to share, and I want to make sure that you gain the benefit of the mini money meditation that they're going to share with you to unblock those subconscious blockages that we have and those limiting beliefs we tend to hold about money. So please go out, have fun, enjoy you, enjoy the law of attraction. This is a gift. Life is a gift, and you should embrace it and not choose stress, but choose life, choose fun. So, okay, that's it for the first half. So stay tuned for my interview with both Magda and Megan from the Wealth Consciousness University, and they will be joining me after this break.
You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network, heard by millions worldwide through 38 internet radio stations and in over 135 countries. Be sure to sign up for your monthly updates and get all the latest information on LOA radio events, such as cruises, workshops, and seminars, as well as information on the latest shows, topics, and guests. Go to LOARadionetwork.com and sign up today. It's here. It's hot, and it's a must-read. It's the science behind The Law of Attraction magazine. Every issue brings you great articles and in-depth how-tos from all your favorite Law of Attraction experts, authors, scientists, and medical professionals. Go to lawofattractionmagazine.net. That's lawofattractionmagazine.net.
Welcome back to part 2 of your missing link to the Law of Attraction show. This is Coach Rita Hurry, and I am so excited about my 2 special guests on the show today. Magdalena Baltic and Megan Stangl are the co-founders of the Wealth Consciousness University, which will be launching very soon. Now, I promise you'll be inspired by their personal story, as well as how the program was born. The ladies will also gift us with a mini money clearing session during the interview, so you won't want to miss out on that. But first, welcome Megan and Magda to the show.
Hello, everybody. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for listening, and thank you, Rita, so much for having us.
It's my pleasure. Now, obviously, before we get to talk about your exciting venture together, the Wealth Consciousness Uni, which, if it's okay with you, I'll abbreviate as WCU for the interview, if that's okay?
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. Now, you both had your own individual profound journeys, and you both come from different countries, different lifestyles. So, Megan, if I can start with yourself, can you share a little bit about your journey to where you are now with the listeners out there?
Absolutely. And again, thank you, Rita, so much for having us. My transformational journey began in the United States, in Pennsylvania, in a little town right outside of Philadelphia, is where I was born, in Bucks County, PA. I grew up here in a pretty large family. I have my mother and father have been together for almost 50 years and 2 older sisters. And we had a very good lifestyle growing up. My father owned his own business. My mother didn't have to work. And we were, what I thought, we were very wealthy. We had always had a nice house on lots of land. We had cars, multiple cars in the driveway. We had a yacht that we spent our family summers on, always going up and down the Delaware River and the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. And we really never was left wanting or needing for anything. We always had a ton of food, clothes on our back. You know, we wanted something, they would get it for us. We had a very good upbringing. Perfect, picture family, you can say. And then I went through school and went into college, as both my sisters did, and then something happened and really turned everything around. The United States economy crashed and the stock market crashed, and a lot of people were affected by that, my parents being one of them. My father's business ended up going bankrupt, and so did we. It was such a dramatic change, Rita. It was like, all of a sudden, you're so used to one certain kind of lifestyle, and then automatically overnight it all changed. Our cars were repossessed. Our boat was repossessed. We also came very, very close to losing our house multiple times, and it was just really by the grace of God that we were able to stay in our house. For me, I had to come out of college and start working to support myself. My parents couldn't take care of me anymore, and I was of age, so I had to start getting a job, and they were able to provide me with a roof over my head, but that was about it. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was such a major shock. I mean, again, you're going from one type of lifestyle and not having or knowing anything about money or financial responsibility or how to do anything, and now having to all of a sudden fend for yourself, survive for yourself. And it was a complete shock. It was like, being picked up and thrown in a foreign country where you don't know the language, you don't know how to speak or read or anybody there. And it was a major shock.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, and I felt very lost. I was very lost. I was very alone. At that point, money really became an enemy for our family. It caused a lot of fights. It almost broke my parents up many, many times, but the power of love kept them together. And it just was something that I was not a big fan of at the time, but I knew I needed it to survive.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went out into the working world and I found a job and I worked for somebody else, and I definitely wasn't happy with the job, but it was providing a paycheck. And, I just went on like this for a long time. And then in my early 20s, I was actually a victim of assault. And so that threw me into a big depression, and I had to get through that on top of learning how to continue to survive for myself. And at this point, I'd gotten an apartment, I was on my own. But now, because of this traumatic event that happened, I didn't want to leave the house. I fell into a big depression. And it was just even more stress and drama that was added into the picture that made it difficult to really get a handle on my life. And it wasn't until I found out a couple of years later that I was going to be having a child that things started to change for me. And when I found out that news, it was like divine intervention from the heavens above. And it was just enough, it was just enough information for me to really get hope and strength to like pull myself up out of this, hole, this never ending cycle of just debt and depression and we'll just say merely surviving, living paycheck to paycheck. And I knew I had to stop it. I knew that something had to change. Now I wasn't just going to be responsible for myself. I was going to be responsible for a whole other person as well. Mm-hmm. And that, I guess, was the major aha in my life that made me want to change. So I started studying, and that's when I found out about the law of attraction. And I finally, for once in my life, understood what was happening to me. I was actually creating these negative situations and this, desperate cycle of, we'll just say, debt, that it was because that's what I was so focused on. And, the law of attraction tells us that like attracts like. And so whatever I was putting out into the universe, I was attracting it back to me in massive strength. So it made perfect sense. And you know what? It was very empowering too, because I knew then at that moment that if I could attract that, then I can attract wealth and security and happiness and freedom, finally. So of course, this really excited me and I wanted to know more. So I went out and I literally put myself in, we'll say, life school, and I learned as much as I could possibly learn about the law of attraction and success and how to go about it. And that really changed my whole entire life around. Through the law of attraction, I was able to manifest some pretty important people into my life. And by, I had my son. He was perfectly healthy. And at the time, I was still working for somebody else and still doing that 9 to 5. And I knew that I didn't have enough time that I wanted to spend with my son. And I was still working, I was working and saving, but I still wasn't happy. There was still a piece missing. And I knew that I didn't want to always be a worker for the rest of my life, Rita. I wanted to make a difference in the world. And I wanted to share this knowledge that I knew and just see how far it could really take me. So I started studying to be a life coach. And in we'll say at the end of my 20s, around 27, I got involved with some people and we started a business, and it just had massive success. It was all of us put together, and it was like, when you have that kind of a thing, it's like, wow, can this really happen? And it was fast. It was like I turned on a faucet, and then the gateways just opened, and it was a flood of success and wealth and just happiness and joy all at once. And it was amazing how how fast and how powerful it was. And that just, that just started a whirlwind. From there, I was involved in many successful ventures. And, even now I'm the owner of 3 different businesses. One we'll talk about a little bit later. And it's just been such an amazing transformation to go from one end of the spectrum to the other, and thanking the law of attraction to get me there.
It's almost like sorry, Megan, it's almost like a light switch just came on once you discovered the law of attraction, and just things started to fall into place.
Absolutely, Rita. It was like a light bulb had gone off, and I finally saw the world with a different set of eyes. Everything became clear at that moment, and I knew that it could propel me into exactly what I wanted out of life. And what's so cool about it is that, the law of attraction is always working. And then once I started creating these successes in my life and these milestones that I'll be able to cherish forever, I knew I had to give it back, and I knew I had to show other people what I was doing, because I want for you what I want for myself. And that's, massive wealth, financial freedom, happiness, joy, and love. And once I started doing this, I started a business, and that's when I met Magda. I manifested her into my life as one of my clients. She hired me to work on one of her businesses, and immediately we clicked. We became what I like to say soul sisters, because we just connected so well.
Yes.
And then through that, this new company that we're going to talk to you guys today really just kind of birthed itself through the law of attraction. And it is such an amazing gift that, everybody should be aware of and know how to use.
Yeah, definitely. And can I just ask, in terms of obviously when you started looking into the law of attraction, now I know many people possibly feel, okay, this is really great, but it also can be quite nerve-wracking as well, as to know, I created this situation and I can create, a new life for myself, that possibility. What were the things that you started to put into place first, would you say, from the law of attraction that made you find it easier to kind of manifest things? What would you say was the key point to you? Because some people do struggle with, okay, how am I going to do this? How do I manifest? What would you say works for you?
Sure. The best thing that I found and still find today that works for me is that I need to make a decision and get very, very clear about what it is that I want to manifest. A lot of people sometimes, think that they want to manifest one thing, but then really are looking to manifest something else. For example, I think that I might want to manifest money into my life, but I want to manifest the money so I can buy a car. So therefore, I really want to manifest the car. And so for me, and I also coach people through this too, is to get a very clear picture in your mind of what it is that you want. And then right away, every day, if, as often as you can, being grateful for as if you already have it. The world is such an abundant place. And if we can show our gratitude for this object that we want as if we already have it, then it just brings it to us that much faster. So definitely getting that clear picture, thinking of the end result. What is it that you really, really want? And then being grateful for it are great ways to get you started.
Brilliant. Perfect. Well, thanks for that, Megan.
Sure.
Magda, let's go on to your story, because you have a very interesting journey as well.
Oh, thank you, Rita. As listening to Megan, I was just thinking, everybody has their own story, and it's always going to be part of us. Sometimes I do have a little bit of difficulty talking about the story. I'm still making peace with it every day, because it was really hard when I was growing up. And I was born in Poland to a low-income family. And at that time, my country was under a communist regime. So the stores were empty, barely any food, any clothing in the stores. and no shoes. I remember wearing shoes 2 sizes. I think maybe it was 2 sizes too big, and putting cotton balls in the tips of my shoes.
Oh.
I know. And I remember standing in line sometimes, 8, 12 hours in line to get 1 kilogram of meat. We had to use governmental stamps for it per month. And, I was always very afraid. I was afraid that I'm not going to have anything to eat, that there's going to be another war, that I'm going to lose my parents. And people were just afraid. They were feeling like victims. There was a lot of lack feeling and scarcity. So, yeah.
That's understandable. It's just surrounding, almost embracing the whole country at that time, really.
Exactly. But one thing I have to say, that I was a dreamer. I was dreaming of, right away from the beginning. I don't know where this came from, but coming to America, somehow I felt in America, land of beauty and freedom. And by age 17, somehow through law of attraction, not knowing it was law of attraction, we manifested as a whole family winning a Visa lottery.
Wow.
And yes, I'm a lottery winner. And we immigrated, the whole family, within 3 months to America, not knowing any English, and leaving all our friends and family behind. I remember 8 suitcases.
Wow.
Back then, you could take 2 suitcases a person.
Yeah.
And lived in a small little apartment here. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, 4 of us, going to school, meeting new friends, and really, really, really actually being very, very happy about it. I finished college, and I became a labor and delivery nurse. And my dreams at that point were to provide for my family, and get married and have children, and then provide for them. Mm-hmm. But I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit, and I started venturing out and meeting partners, and I've opened my first business when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
And yeah, I know, I loved it. It felt like it was my calling, it was my passion. And
sorry, Magda, can I ask?
Yes.
When you opened your first business, were you still nursing at the time?
Yes, and that's a very good question, Rita, because I couldn't just let go of the nursing. And I think it's the old programming, the old structures of, accumulating wealth and financial abundance. I felt like I always have to have some kind of safety net. Yeah. And I felt that if I have a paycheck every 2 weeks, I'm justified to be entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And my family actually, and my parents were very supportive, but they all voiced their opinion about me being a little crazy. You have such a beautiful job and you making such a good money. What are you thinking? What are you trying to accomplish?
They see the security in the job, don't they?
Exactly. And somebody else giving you the paycheck and punching in and out. So I wasn't able to release nursing until many, many years later, and really, really go full throttle into creating money through businesses that I loved. Mm-hmm. But my journey turned a little bit, same thing like Megan, when the economy went down in America. At that point, I just was it then? I think I got pregnant at that time with my twins.
Okay.
Yeah, so happy. They're 6 years old right now.
Oh, bless.
Yes, and they're wonderful. And but at that time, I thought that my life just completely ended. So I'm bed rest. My nursing job unit gets closed, and my businesses, real estate, went crashed. So they started not bringing the money that I wanted to bring. I wasn't able to go out there and work hard,
Yeah.
and I wasn't able to find another job as a nurse. I started to question. I went actually in a little depression, postpartum depression. I developed autoimmune disease, Graves' disease, and I was put on medication at that time. And I felt like my body was shutting down. I felt worthless and I felt scared, kind of repeating the same pattern as I felt back in Poland. And I was like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way, because I am a loving person. I am putting 110% into everything. And why is this happening to me? And then I discovered law of attraction, even though I always kind of knew that there's something out there that is guiding me. Yeah. But really putting that law of attraction, the words to what I was feeling, and having the guidance and the tools to use it, that was like probably the key for me. And at that point, I started meditating. I started visualizing. I started doing gratitude journal. And my Graves' disease in 3 months was completely gone. I was off the medication. And that disease actually you have for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So my doctors were like, what's going on, Magda? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the tests were wrong. And since then, I haven't been to her.
Wow, that's amazing, but it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so my life right now is beautiful. I have beautiful kids. I am living in sunny Florida, just close to Miami. I have a beautiful house with a swimming pool. I am building businesses that are from inside out, and they're loving, and they are in balance with my life and my family life. I have a wonderful husband, and everything just turned around. Even my relationships with my parents. I forgave myself from misunderstanding them. Yeah. And we are very, very close, very close. Everything is just going beautiful. And then meeting Megan was just a miracle in my life. I really, really love her. And yes, we are soul sisters.
As icing on the cake, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you can really see the law of attraction bringing you two together. And I know obviously you've gone through a lot of difficulties in your life, but you're still here today. You're still here looking to help others move forward with their lives. And you took on law of attraction and you implemented the teachings, I guess, in your own ways that worked for each one of you. So please do share with the listeners how this joint venture came about. I mean, obviously, I know that how you met, but how did you know that you wanted to go into business together and actually take that step?
Well, I was working on becoming a life. Well, at that point, I was already a life coach, but I wanted a funnel or a structure that I can take my message to the world in a more profound way. Same as Megan, I always felt since I was a little girl that I am here to teach, that I am here to motivate people. And it just came very naturally to me. So I set an intention. I really used the law of attraction. I set an intention. I wrote it in my notebook that I would like to partner with somebody who knows law of attraction, who is very loving, very family oriented, and we can have a lasting relationship. And I found Megan, and I hired her company to work on one of my ventures, one of my businesses. And we just clicked from that day on.
So it almost what Megan was saying before about getting clear of what you wanted, you did that by actually writing it down and getting clear on the type of partner that you wanted to go into business with. And then voila, Megan came.
Yes, and I meditated on her too. Megan, did I tell you that I actually met you before I really met you?
No, I don't think so. But Rita, it's really it came together so beautifully because we were already working together and shooting ideas back and forth. One of the companies I have is a web design company, and I was designing some of the websites for her business. And we started talking about when it comes to the law of attraction, what really works for us. And we're both certified law of attraction life coaches, and we thought about our best practices of us and of other people, and we went out and kind of asked people. And one of the most proven ways of manifesting what you want is through virtual reality, and it's through imagining yourself or being grateful as if you already had it now. It's trying to picture yourself being this person that you want to be or having the object that you want to have. And so we thought about it, and it really stemmed the wonderful idea for the business that we have now. We're here to share. And it's worked in her life over and over. It's worked in my life over and over. And what's so great about it is that, we were talking back and forth, and she had brought up this idea: what if we taught other people how to manifest through virtual reality? And then it just so happened to be at that same time, I just finished completing a 6-month coaching course on how to start your own business. So we brainstormed and we put the two together, and we decided to teach entrepreneurs how to manifest their 6-figure businesses through virtual reality. And that's how the birth of the Wealth Consciousness University came about.
Brilliant. So tell us about this exciting program.
Sure. So the Wealth Consciousness University is a game changer when it comes to law of attraction. It's for entrepreneurs that want to build financial freedom and lasting success. And what's so great about our program is that we spend a whole entire year with you, and it is a live coaching program that meets weekly. And we've created a whole network of a virtual reality platform for you to really embrace yourself online through the internet and these different websites, where you become this dream wealthy version of yourself now. And you act that out day in and day out. And we build this new wealth consciousness through a variety of things, through clearing out old conditioning and meditating. And we really combine your body, mind, and spirit so that you can form a super massively charged wealth consciousness, because that is the key to having successful, lasting financial freedom. Because if you don't have a strong wealth consciousness, which is your relationship with money, then it doesn't matter what you do or how hard you work or how much you put into it. It's not going to bring you the results that you want. So we are here to help entrepreneurs through virtual reality create a massive wealth consciousness, and then we walk them into building their own business. And we do it over a year. And before the end of the year is over, you have launched your business. It's been brought out to market, And we are so confident in your success that we are even going to be donating to your favorite charity of whatever inspires you or motivates you in the name of your own business for you, so that you can get connected in your community and make a presence with your new business. We offer one-on-one support throughout the whole program. So it doesn't matter if you want to open a real estate company, or if you want to open a hair salon or a coffee shop, or even the next Fortune 500. We've really designed this so that we can support it all, and we can support you through your journey. And it's so exciting because of the individual support that we offer. We're only taking a limited amount of students, so we all, encourage everybody to sign up now to guarantee your spot. But it really is a game changer. And then all of the tools that you learn through the Wealth Consciousness University and through our new program called Wealth to Business, you can then take this and apply it to any area of your life. And you are now situated and established as a business owner. And we're going to teach you how to walk it into six figures and beyond.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing program. And I love the fact that, as you're saying, you have to become the person that you want to be. So when they learn all these skills from yourself, those tools stay with them for life, that it's easier to start manifesting in other areas of their life, because that is almost the key ingredient that many of us need to remember in using the law of attraction, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Magda, why don't you tell the listeners about the observer effect with the mastermind alliances?
The observer effect, yes. I love quantum physics, and definitely quantum physics is, to me, the law of attraction being actually researched and put into numbers through quantum physics. And it's really nice because some people need a little bit more of proof, and quantum physics brings that. And there is observer effect is one of the scientific findings that, we all are vibrating and we all are energy. Everything is energy. Our body is energy, our heart is energy, and money is energy. We're all made out of the same energy. And what they found is that if we are not observing these particles are actually waves. So they're not defined, they're not matter. And that's what our thoughts are. And if you put an observer, that thoughts become reality, they become matter. And so we, in our program, using that idea, we organized mastermind groups where we're going to use that approach too. So our students are going to be paired, or 4 or 5 people together. Every week, they're going to get on a phone call and they're going to speak from a perspective of their wealthy dream future self now. And that really is one of the techniques that we have. We have many techniques. And I think it's very, very, very powerful. All the teachers from early 1900s till now talk about how virtual reality, acting as if, can change your life. But it is pretty difficult to walk around every day and see the circumstances and not get affected by them. So by us creating this virtual reality and talking to our students and putting them in situations where they can act out their wealthy self, it's just game changing. So I'm so excited about it.
It sounds really great because also, as you mentioned, someone may live in an area where, poverty could be around them and they want to act as if, and it is a struggle to do that in the area that you live.
Exactly.
To be able to have this opportunity to be freely be able to act as if and get into that virtual reality. And what I love about the program is they're getting support. They're not on their own. It's not, okay, here's the task for this week. Do this, and you've got no one. I love the fact that you've actually mentioned that they will be grouped together with other people who are actually going through the journey, as well as having the support of yourselves with them, guiding them every step. So is it weekly that they'll be having classes with yourselves?
Yes, Rita, we are going to be having classes every week for the whole entire year, and then also there'll be at the end of the year a get together in Miami, Florida for a graduation ceremony that we invite investors, financial advisors, people that are really important to the businesses that we have manifested throughout the year to really help our students take it on to their next step, which is so exciting. So we end the year with a big party, and we meet every week. So there, it's constant. We give you daily practices. And you're going to be so totally immersed in this that success is inevitable.
That sounds absolutely great. So obviously, in terms of what you're offering, you actually say allow wealth to find you now. And for many, that actually is quite difficult for them to think of. Like Magda, you mentioned that money is energy. A lot of us find it the biggest hurdle to overcome. But together with yourselves, they can actually see that money is energy, and it's just obviously, I guess, would you say changing the mindset of yourself and being able to look at it as energy and not as the biggest hurdle? Would you say that's the key, and that's what opens the door to this venture and makes it work?
Absolutely, yes. And we strongly believe that your wealth consciousness is even more than that. It's more than a mindset. It's a state of being. And so, through the different parts of our program, we help you change your view on money. And a big part of it, like you said, everybody grows up in different circumstances and different situations. So there is a lot of old conditioning that we spend a great deal of time clearing out and basically almost getting you back to that whiteboard state. So you have a fresh platform that we can now build upon. So, but first, you're absolutely right. We do help you change your viewpoint on money, allow you to see it in a new way, a new light, and we get rid of any of that old conditioning that might be limiting you or holding you back.
Sounds brilliant. Now, Megan, you've offered to do a powerful mini money clearing session for the listeners today. So I'm going to hand it over to you to introduce this and take center stage.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rita. And for all of the listeners out there, I want to remind you that we love you and that our intention is to awaken the wealthy future self in you right now and bring it to you now. So we've programmed through powerful intention lots of wealth energy into this mini money clearing session because creation is beyond time and space as we understand it. This clearing is powerful, live, and it will also be available as a recording with a fuller version that's an hour long on Rita's website after the show that you can access. We are all one. We are all made of energy. We're all consciousness. Money is the same energy, and as us, it looks for that expression of love and that of happiness. Money is neutral energy, and we give money its meaning. Until we give meaning to it, it's just a piece of paper. So we will release to it divine, all that is, source, and God for transmutation, and fill it in with the energy of love. So now, if you can, relax and close your eyes. And all you have to do is say yes to the statements as I read them to you. First, take a deep breath in and breathe it out slowly. And we'll do this 2 more times. Take a deep breath in And breathe it out slowly. And as you breathe it out, I want you to relax your body. Relax into the chair that you're sitting in. Relax all the muscles. And finally, we'll take a deep breath in. And we'll breathe it out slowly. I want you to look up with your mind's eye into the sky and see the divine source in the sun. The sun is beautiful, warm, and unconditionally loving. It's a giving sun. Give yourself permission now to receive its powerful, loving gaze into your life. Feel its warmth penetrating every cell of your being, all the way to the smallest particle of your manifested body and mind. Now, you are one with Source. So please say yes to yourself after each statement. Everywhere that I could not bear the weight of money, everywhere that I was overwhelmed because of money, everywhere that I was sick because of money, everywhere that I was heartbroken because of money, everywhere that I was hurt because of money, everywhere that I was alone because of money, everywhere that I was abundant because of money, everywhere that I was crying because of money, everywhere that I was used because of money, everywhere that I was loved because of money, everywhere that I was abused because of money, everywhere that I was in danger because of money, everywhere that I was laughed at because of money, everywhere that I was jealous because of money, everywhere that I was manipulative because of money, everywhere that I talked badly about money, everywhere that I hated money, everywhere I told myself that I do not have enough money, everywhere that I stopped myself from allowing money, everywhere I made myself less than I am to stop the money, everywhere I chose the poverty and therefore said no to money, everywhere that I use money as my excuse not to become who I truly want to become, I release it all now. I release it all now. I release it all now to the divine, all that there is, Source, God, for transmutation. I now choose love. Now with your heart and soul, repeat this statement with me. With the divine given power in me, I proclaim to the universe that I am so grateful and happy now for all the money that my life is blessed with. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it is done. And now, feel the weight off your shoulders as you come back to the room, come back into your body. Open your eyes and join us once again. Now freed, now loving, now one with money.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Megan.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And
Thank
just to
you.
let everyone know that Megan has kindly offered to put a free 1 hour. Is it a 1 hour, Megan?
It is. It's
It
a
is.
full 1 hour.
Full 1 hour recording of this session for you. And it will be available on my website after the show, and that's www.coachrita.co.uk. And if you click on the Wealth Consciousness Uni page, it will be there for you to experience and use on a regular basis. So thank you, ladies, for allowing me to share that with the listeners and with visitors to the site. I can feel the difference. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you,
welcome.
Rita. You're welcome.
So finally, where can our listeners go if they're actually interested in enrolling in the program and finding out more details about it?
Great. So absolutely, we would love to have you come and check out the program. You can access it by going to Rita's site, which is coachrita.co.uk, and clicking on the tab that says Wealth Consciousness Uni. And you'll find there links to our website that you can go and find out a full description of our course and ways to enroll and get you signed up.
Brilliant. Well, it's a fantastic opportunity, everyone. So please do check it out, because there's never been a program where people can actually gain support. Every single week you're gaining support. You're not only learning something different, but you're having that support taking you every step of the way and celebrating your success, and that's what's important. Well, ladies, we're coming to the end of the show, so thank you for being my special guest today. It's been a pleasure having you both on and sharing your story. You've gone through so much, and to be able to give this back to everyone and to help them through to be able to reach their success is truly a wonderful thing to do. So I just thank you for taking the time to come on the show and sharing your journey and sharing this great new program with the listeners out there.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you, listeners.
Yes, thank you so much for having us, Rita. And thank you, listeners, and we look forward to seeing you in the course.
Brilliant. Okay, folks, well, that's it for today's show. Remember, if you want to gain full access to the money clearing session, please visit the website www.coachrita.co.uk and click on the Wealth Consciousness Uni page, and all the information will be there. And as Megan said, the links also to have a look at the program in more detail and to sign up. So until next time, please stay focused on you and enjoy everything that you do, and just keep on smiling. So until next time, take care. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another great show of your missing link to the law of attraction. For more information, go to coachrita.co.uk. That's coachrita.co.uk.